I thought it was gonna be easy. I mean, how hard is it to make a simple website? It's not like I'm making an application with AI or something. Well, as it turns out, it's actually pretty damn hard to make a website. But the biggest problem wasn't the coding. It was this: no one could see it. Literally no one. I made the mistake of asking my friends for their honest feedback. And they were brutally honest. They just said it looked like something from 1998. And that's kind of true. It looked like the website of a company that was started by a guy in his basement that calls up his mom every night crying because he hasn't had any clients for months. And then they told me the worst part about it, the thing that drove them away the fastest. That was the fonts. The fonts were too big. Like everything was massive. The headings were huge, the paragraphs were huge. Even the buttons were huge. It's like Comic Sans had a baby with Impact and they decided to name it Papyrus. Now obviously I didn't want to hear all this, but what am I gonna do? Make a website and just hope people like it? No, that's insane. So I spent the next couple of weeks redesigning it and trying to make it more modern. And it's not like I have experience in design, so it was pretty hard. But I finally finished and I asked for feedback again. Now this time they didn't say it looked like a 1990s website. Instead they said it looked like a 2010 website. Okay, progress. But it still wasn't right. After a few months of fighting with CSS files and watching YouTube tutorials on how to use Flexbox, I finally made something I liked. And even better, my friends didn't hate it. It looked modern and clean and even a little elegant. I was proud. But the one thing they hated the most was the color scheme. And apparently it gave them a headache looking at it. I was so close to finishing the website. What should I do? Should I change the color scheme? I mean, I already put so much work into it. But if they hated it so much, maybe I should just rip off a Band-Aid. I made the mistake of listening to my friends again and changed the colors. And you know what happened. They hated the new colors. At this point, I just wanted to throw my computer out the window. I was done. I was so done. But after thinking about it for a while, I realized that I had a choice. I could either listen to my friends and make everyone happy, or I could listen to myself and make myself happy. Well, by happy I mean not wanting to smash my head into a wall. One chose myself, or rather my fragile mental well-being. So here's the original website, and here's the new website. What do you think? Which one looks better? Which one is more modern? Which one gives you a headache? Let me know in the comments below. This is actually a really interesting story that takes place back in 2007 when Google bought YouTube. You see, the creator of YouTube was worried about what would happen to the community once Google bought it. And he created a curse to protect YouTube from evil. He called it the Digital Pharaoh's Curse. Apparently it consisted of 3 parts. First was the code itself. It was basically a hidden message embedded inside the code of the website. Second was a secret buried somewhere on the website. Third was a curse placed on the actual YouTube servers. When Google acquired YouTube, the founders gave them access to the code and explained the Digital Pharaoh's Curse. But there was one catch. They weren't allowed to break the curse until 2016. So Google just left it alone. For years no one knew what the curse was or how to break it. But in 2016, someone managed to find it. As soon as they broke the curse, it vanished and now we don't know what it was. What was the first thing you did on YouTube? Was it watching funny videos, searching for a tutorial, or uploading your own video? Well, let me know in the comments below. In today's fast-paced world, it can be tough to keep track of important dates and events. There are birthdays, anniversaries, meetings, appointments, deadlines, and let's be real, life gets complicated. That's why I love using Calendly. Not only does it help me stay organized, but it also saves me a ton of time. For example, I can easily schedule meetings with colleagues or clients without back and forth emails. Plus, I can automate reminders so I never miss an important deadline. Calendly also makes it super easy to collaborate with others. I can share my calendar with my team and set permissions so everyone stays in sync and knows my availability. It's also great for event planning. I can create events and send out invites in seconds. You can even customize the look of your booking page so it matches your brand, whether you're an entrepreneur, freelancer, sales manager, or just someone who wants to get organized. Calendly has got you covered. It's really simple. All you have to do is answer 3 questions. Question 1, how much money do you need? Question 2, what is the opportunity cost? This is essentially what you will give up if you choose one opportunity over another. And question 3, what is the expected return? This is what you think you'll get from taking action. Once you've answered these questions, you can calculate the opportunity cost of an action. It's really simple. Subtract the expected return from the opportunity cost, and if the number is positive, then it means you should take action. Here's a simple example. Let's say you have $1,000 and you're deciding whether to invest it in Stocker or StockBee. Stocker has a 5% chance of doubling your money and a 95% chance of losing all your money. StockBee has a 10% chance of doubling your money and a 90% chance of losing 50% of your money. Using the opportunity cost method, you would first calculate the expected return of each stock. For Stocker, the expected return would be 0% because you're likely to lose all your money. For StockBee, the expected return would be 5%. Next, you would subtract the expected return from the opportunity cost, since the opportunity cost of inaction is higher for Stocker than StockBee. You should invest in StockBee. Even though this example is really simple, the opportunity cost method can be used to make decisions in more complex situations as well. For example, if you're deciding whether to go to college, you can use the opportunity cost method to weigh the costs and benefits. One thing to keep in mind is that the opportunity cost method is based on probabilities and expected values. This means that it's not always accurate and sometimes you might make the wrong decision. However, it's still a useful tool that can help you think through your options and make better decisions. So next time you're torn between 2 decisions, try using the opportunity cost method. It might just help you make the right choice. If you liked this video, check out our latest video on how to get rich in 3 simple steps. Our videos are designed to help you become financially free and live a life of luxury.